wine. It's not just for breakfast anymore.
I'm Greg.
I'm Julie, and we're the Crafty Winers. So the reason I said that is because this is actually a coffee Merlot, and we're going to give you the recipe for that. I don't think it actually keeps you up. It hasn't kept me up
Yeah,
yet, but
there's not a lot of caffeine in
there's
it.
only a little bit in it.
There is caffeine in it. So this goes together with the chocolate one that we just filmed just right before this video. We did a tasting of our bourbon, whiskey, chocolate, and coffee Merlots a couple of months ago with our daughter Haley. We ended up releasing one of those videos and didn't do the other three because we realized we hadn't given you the recipe. So we were basically flaunting it in your face that we had great wine, but we weren't teaching you how to make it.
Our bad.
So we're fixing that tonight. We just did the how to make the chocolate Merlot, and you can catch that here. The tasting, once we release that, I'll link it here. And then now we're going to show you or tell you how we make our coffee Merlot, but we're using one that we have in progress. This coffee Merlot actually started life as a 6-gallon batch of Merlot.
Yeah, it did.
And when we racked it, we split it into 6 individual gallons.
And to tell you how much we like the coffee and the chocolate, 2 out of the 6, 2 are coffee and 2 are chocolate because we like them so much. Yeah, I can smell it.
That's great.
Yep. It smells good.
Yeah, the coffee and the chocolate got bottled and drank. We do have some that are aging that we're making ourselves keep for a year. We'll have a 1-year tasting on them, but the rest of it was gone very quickly. Our kids came for Easter, and I think by the time Easter was over, all but the bottled 1-year save wine was gone. So
we should have locked it up.
We're going to be more careful next time.
So to do this, it's really quite simple, actually. We have a Merlot recipe that you can watch, and basically you follow part 1 completely, exactly like we did the Merlot in that video, and nothing changes until you get to part 2 when you're racking it.
Right. And when you rack it, so the chocolate didn't end up getting oak because we decided that we liked it better without the oak taste. The coffee, however, we do have oak in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just floating on the top. We didn't use an infuser. It's mostly submerged now because it's been sitting in there for a while, and we've degassed once or twice, so that helps it sink too. But this isn't really infused because usually when you infuse a flavor, you're not usually keeping that ingredient in the wine that you infused it with. You remove it. In this case, we're actually just adding 2.5 ounces of espresso. Mm-hmm. We have an espresso maker, so we cooked up 2.5 ounces of it. We let it cool off, and we added it to the wine and mixed it in.
Hey, we actually bought that espresso maker on Amazon.
We did. Now, odds are you don't have an espresso maker at home, so I'm sure you can just go down to your coffee joint that's closest and order 3 shots, 3 ounces of espresso, and use that instead of making your own.
Go to Starbucks and get 3 ounces of espresso.
But the amount for us, the 2.5 ounces of espresso in a gallon, is perfect. When I opened this, I could smell it, and it's only been in there a little over a week. But by the time a month has passed, the flavors will kind of mute a little bit, so where it seems like coffee wine and not wine with coffee in it. So I'd definitely say you probably want to give it 4 weeks before you drink it, but you may not be able to last any longer than we did, and you might drink it right off the bat after the 4 weeks is up.
This is one of 2 that when you take the lid off, immediately you know what wine it was. The chocolate, you can tell.
The whiskey too, actually.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah.
So there are a few, but we will be doing the whiskey and the bourbon recipes, but we are still refining. We're trying some different methods to make sure that we have that down as good as we do the coffee and the chocolate. And once we know that we have something that's easily reproducible and we're doing it with the best effect of flavor, then we'll release those recipes as well.
They have been a little more challenging, so we are refining the recipe.
I'm not a real whiskey lover, so it's got to be something that in my opinion, that somebody like me is going to like it just as well as somebody like her that does like whiskey a little bit more than me. So we're trying to reach a compromise, and again, we're trying to make it so that it's easily reproducible. And what we did, our first batch of that we did the tasting on, we kept adding to it to
Yes, we
make it
did.
stronger, and that's not a good way to teach you to do it. Well, after a week, add another half ounce, and then 2 weeks later, add another half ounce. So we're trying to make sure that we have it completely down pat of this is exactly how you make it.
We're pretty close now.
We're closer.
All right, so thank you for watching our video on our recipe for the coffee Merlot. Hope you try it. If you do, let us know how it turned out, and if you have any additions that you made to it, let us know how those worked out too. Please like this video and click subscribe if you haven't already. If you have already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Until next time, cheers.